Hardcore Minecraft, where falling off a cliff results in game over. If we dig down and hit lava, well, we're toast. And of course, if we hug a blacksmith, well, we die. When surviving in hardcore Minecraft, we need to make sure our head is on a swivel and we look out for each and every hazard that could come our way. So when playing hardcore Minecraft, I need to make sure that I have the perfect seed. So I spent hours. I'm sorry to interrupt myself, but Casey, stop chatting crap. You found this seed, literally it was the second one you looked at two, and you found the perfect one like immediately. It was some sort of horseshoe up your behind. You got lucky. Stop lying. Casey out. Searching for the perfect seed. I had only 3 requirements. The first one is I needed access to spruce wood. Next, I wanted a jungle, so I had access to bamboo and scaffolding. And by a spot of luck, I also had access to a dark forest. The last thing that I wanted was access to a village to make an iron farm and a villager breeder quite early on in the series. While I was over the moon with what I found in this seed, it was really good. I couldn't anticipate what else a seed would offer. If we head out of the northern entrance of the city, just across the river is a pillager outpost. And if we head below the surface, we find not 1, not 2, but a triple spawner. So I knew I had the perfect seed. And that is how I got the perfect start in hardcore Minecraft. Our journey starts right here on top of this tree. These are our spawn coordinates. We want to remember those. Come back and do something nice right here. Aside from that, this series is probably going to start like every other series, and that's by punching a block of wood, followed by our very first crafting table. And of course, those epic, awesome wooden tools. Pick up the crafting table, grab some bamboo, and we can start making the trek almost 2,000 blocks to that village that I showed you in the beginning. That away. Not sure if we'll need them for anything right about now, but we'll take a couple of cocoa beans. I spy our first cave. I don't want to go too deep into here. There's already a spider right there and a skeleton. Okay. I do not have the equipment to deal with that. We'll put this cave on the list to do later. But a wise use of our time would be to get some wool from these sheepies. And with that, we've got our best defense for the night. Another good perk about spawning in the jungle is it's full of melons, so at least we'll have a little bit of food. I have reached the edge of the jungle, and what an edge it is. We've got a lush cave down there. I probably should note these coordinates down just in case we need them in the near future. I will, however, help myself to this coal. Also, I think I'll take a little bit of stone for an upgrade. For now, to save on inventory space, a sword will do. Now comes the time we traverse the birch forest. Ooh, another cave. There's some coal here, but it looks like it's quite shallow, so we might be able to sneak in and grab this coal. Where does it lead? Oh no, oh geez, you've got to run. Holy crap. Get out of there. We're going. See ya. What the heck did he have on his bow? That was a lot of damage. We'll just have a calming melon. That was 4.5 hearts in one shot. I was going to sneak in there and grab that coal, but then he was like, no, Michael, you're not having it. Access denied. Okay, we'll spend our first night right here, just on the edge of a birch forest. Now we creep around each corner terrified here in the dark oak forest, just in case, there's Mr. Creeper just hanging out and wanting to chit-chat. I don't want to hug him though. Check this out. Lovely ravine. We've got another lush cave right here. I'll make a note of that. We'll do F3 and F2. Look at that. Day 1. We survived one day. Oh man, I'm going for the record here. There's another cave right here, but don't worry. We've sent Inspector Moo down. He's going to check it out for us and bring us back anything interesting down there. There's a lot of holes in my world already. Look at this. There's another great gaping gap. I got to be careful when traversing this dark oak forest in the future. Make sure I don't fall down there. We're going to have to get into territory undyings, but that's a lot later on. We'll just go and jump into water. That's safe. Oh, great. There's a cabin below it. Never mind. It's not safe. Will you be my pumpkin? Thank you. Well, that birch forest was quite hard. I had to cool myself off. Have a dip in the river right here. I also spied some sugar cane, which, we're going to take with us. All 3 wonderful pieces of it. Update. We're about 1,200 blocks away from the village. I found a distraction. There's some coal right here. A little bit of a cave there. And I did see some copper there. So, time for a second upgrade. There we go. Stone axe. Let's go. So I think maybe we just peek a little bit. I see some more copper. I'm hoping to see a little bit of iron. I don't see any iron. What about torches? Make sure we can get back out of here. We'll just pop a torch down right there. And it's a... No, it's not quite a dead end. Although it didn't really go much further. I cleaned out what resources were in the cave. And then it was time to emerge from my hole and set back on track to the village, where I would find another distraction. Now, unlike the last one, I do see iron in here. But there's also a lot more avenues that monsters could be hiding in. And I already hear a skeleton and some zombies. They might be coming from down there. Though it seems like up here is safe. I can still hear Mr. Scallybob and his bones crackling away back there. But I just want to see how safe this area... Oh. That was incredibly safe. There was no need to sacrifice Mr. Moo to the gods to keep me safe. That was unnecessary. I'm sorry, Mr. Moo. I completely missed this area here. I was just digging and then I spied this out the corner of my eye. And I'm so glad I did. Because, you know, oh, jeez, man, I have put a skylight into this cave. I am installing skylights. They should pay me for this. Although I think we should probably sleep. Torch in hand for safety. And we'll put the last torch right here. And we'll leave Mr. Creeper alone down there. Yay! Professional Minecrafter. We risked it all for 1 iron. Now I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to go further into this cave. I was able to procure some more coal back there. I don't know. Shall we do it? Let's do it. I've managed to successfully lure Mr. Creeper out here with the promise of a meal. I didn't tell him, though, that the meal was going to make him go kaboom. Just gonna plug that. I don't want that to distract me a little bit. Oh, this cave goes even deeper. Look at this, man. We've got avenues going left. We've got avenues going right. I just kind of wanted to sneak in for a little bit of iron. That was pretty much all I wanted. I'll be happy with 2 or 3 pieces of iron, if I'm honest. Enough to get a set of shears. Actually, maybe a little bit more now because we've got enough wool for a bed. I don't know, man. Let's see what else I can find. Some glow like, and I definitely would like some shears, actually. Yeah. So maybe we just peek a little bit more. I peeked over here, and it was nothing. Just a dead end. We've seen a couple of them. I don't want any more of them. I'm going deeper while also getting higher. I hear like a baby zombie, so I'm just gonna play this careful. He's up there with Mr. Creeper. I'm guessing Mr. Creeper doesn't want the same meal the last one had. We'll deal with him. Hey, Monster Hunter. Here's a little baby zombie. Oh, geez, you hit for 2 hearts. Ooh, you hit for a lot of hearts. Let's just go this way. Keep away from me. Go away. I don't want you. I want to get out of here. I regret this immensely. Let's get far enough away and munch on a piece of... he's probably even one... Oh no, I backed myself into a corner. Never mind, he was one shot. I created a predicament that I was in a panic for no reason. After realizing that I sucked at caving, I decided the best course of action was to return back to my journey to the village. Upon which, I was immediately distracted by a ruined portal, which really didn't have all that much, but, ooh, mending. I suppose some protection's better than no protection. Once again, I make it out of the birch forest and into a brand new biome. We're on a beach here heading into a forest, which is good because I know the village is on the other side of a forest. Upon which I would find another distraction. At least this time they're just cute to look at and they're not going to try and kill me. More turtles. No. Keep traveling. We've already spent 2 days wandering the Netherlands. Oh, sheepy. No. More distractions. Did you see it peeking? I think that's our village. Just over there. We are very close indeed. I didn't actually realize we'd gotten there already. Oh, look at that. We are so close. 1 more swim through a lake. And finally, we have arrived. Just in time to see the sun go down. So we'll put our bed down. We'll jump on in. And we'll spend our first night in the safety of our village. Hey, good morning with the pillager outpost on the horizon. But you know what it's time to do? It's time to go looting. And munching. Brewing stand acquired. I also want to try and lock as many villagers inside of the houses as possible. Nice little library. That'll make our first few bookshelves a little bit easier to get. This isn't by any means a small village. I've checked those 3, but we've still got this entire village down here to check. The lower streets. What you got for me? Nothing. Hey, this one's holding out for us. Apples, bread, and potatoes. And a puppy. A puppy. Oh, a puppy. What's this? 10 components? What's that? I've never noticed that before. We'll just leave this guy alone. He looks like he's praying. Second chest. Ooh, books and oak sapling. The bread and the apples. We'll take those. Another chest. Ooh, we've actually got an emerald in this one. That's pretty good, although you can have your carpet back. The armor smith has some armor for us, which is actually pretty good. Fancy! So with the village looted, I've got an idea for what I wanted to do next. It's something I've always wanted to do in my Minecraft world, but I always end up forgetting, so this time I'm going to make sure I do it. But before I do that, I do need somewhere just to store my things. So just for the moment, we are commandeering this house. We are evicting the former tenant. And I want to get myself into a few more stone tools. Just like that. Now, the thing that I want to do is I want to get a map and I want to map out this region before we start to build. So that at some point along the way, we can have a map room that shows what this place was like when we got here and then everything that we've done to it since. But I don't have any maps. I don't have any iron. I don't have any redstone. So I think we need to go and find a cave or a pokey hole and head down into the bowels of death, devil, evil things. There's already some sugarcane growing over here, so I think I'm going to trim it down and then add in everything that we've picked up so far, including that singular tour. And one more task before I go and try and find a pokey hole is I'm waiting for the sun to go down so the villagers all go into their houses, and then I'm going to board them up and they can stay in there forevermore. So the streets seem quiet now, so I can go ahead and lock them up. This will make making a villager breeder and an iron farm in the future so much easier. Uh-oh. There's two that stuck out here with a cow, so they can stay there for now. I'll sort you out in the morning. I want to get some sleep before these mobs come in. I got every house in the village except for our one. At least I think I did anyway, so we'll put this down and we'll go to sleep. Oh, I missed one because there's a villager roaming around. I'll get him tomorrow. I got enough villagers sort of capped in their homes. What's over here? There's a zombie. I thought I saw a villager running around over there for a second. Okay. Goal number 2. Let's go find a pokey hole, but not in that direction. Or this direction. So I found our first hole in the ground. Make sure we can get down here. Poke our head in. See what we find. There's a skeleton because, of course, there's a skeleton. There's always a skeleton. Let's do something like this. See if we can get his attention. I've managed to draw him in. I did have a slight heart attack. Let's just go down here. Oh, geez, man. He can hit me from here. Come on. Hey, what you doing? No. Ha! I defeated you with the help of the sunlight. Had a bit of a heart attack. I'm waiting for the skeleton here. Then I see this thing come down outside of me, and I just saw the white stuff, and I thought, oh, no, great. But thankfully, it's just Pippi the sheep. And the creeper left us a hole. I do want to find a little bit of iron. I think, oh, geez, man. I have a feeling that if we get a shield, we should be a bit safer. But I'm notorious for finding absolutely trash caves, so maybe we just end up going around in a circle. Yes, a big circle and a watery part. I'm not venturing into the watery part without some sort of water-breathing apparatus. So it's off to find another hole. I'm going to try in the forest so I can get some more wood while I'm at it. To save our breeding process later on, I'm going to take out some of these cows. We know we've got 2 cows back at the village, so I don't need to worry about keeping some alive to bring them over there. And the added leather will just mean that we get our enchanting setup a little bit easier. Well, this is looking somewhat promising. Although I'm a little bit terrified. We'll just creep around each corner as you do. So I reckon I found a good way down right here. This seems to go down, deeper and down. Ha! You missed! I'm just going to get in there. I'm going to get in there and hopefully I take you out before you take me out. I took a lot of damage there though. Check this out. I was trying to go down here. So I thought, I'll make a staircase, it'll be the safest route. Found some lapis already. No way. Mine shaft. Oh, let's go. Let's go. After a lot of trial and triumph, I finally made my way down here, but I am absolutely terrified, to say the least. It's so easy to die in hardcore Minecraft, especially a skeleton. The skeleton is what worries me the most, to be fair. Those things deal a lot of damage very quickly. There's a piece of iron there. I'm just going to torch up the rest of this cave. There's some more there. And there's a tad bit more around this corner. We seem to have done very well. Nice dead end. I like that. For the time being, I'm going to smelt this iron up and get some iron armor crafted up along with the shield and a set of shears. And then we can take our shears and start harvesting up some of this glow lichen. Of all the years that I've played Minecraft, I don't think I've ever made up a shield. I'm going to try and remember the recipe. I've seen it made up before, so yes, I remembered the recipe. So there we go. We've got our shield. We can put this in our half hand, right? And then, yes, now we can block skeletons. I'm not as petrified. I would like one more piece of iron. There we go. And we can get ourselves a chest plate. Oh, no, we can't. We need one more piece. Now, don't we just look like the mixed-matched warrior? So I'm going to go and peek around these corners. No, I'm not. I'm going to throw my sword around. I'm going to go and peek around these corners and see what I can find. There's a nice, lovely ravine here that leads down. There's some iron over there and some iron there. We did just lose our very first tool of the series in this cave. It's already claimed the life of a pickaxe. We got our first skeleton, and I'm here to tell you, I do not fear your bow anymore. He actually shot a zombie, and the zombie kind of did most of the work for us there. But I'm taking it. I have completed hardcore Minecraft. Back at the smelty station, I'm making up our first iron pick. Look at that. Isn't it an iron pick? Yeah. And now it's just a case of finishing our Iron Man suit. We did get this Unbreaking Iron 1 sword off of that zombie down there. So it's quite badly damaged, so I can't quite use it. But we did get it nonetheless. I think now it's time for us to head in to that mine shaft. Wait, I need a sword first. That's better. There's iron, and that's copper. Let's drop in for the first time. I always get worried about these in case there's a creeper just kind of hiding around the corner. That was a bit reckless, to be fair. Speaking of Mr. and Mrs. Creeper, I'm afraid your marriage vows have come due. Till death do you part. Hopefully it's not me that parts. Okay, it's just part of the mine that parts. These are some of my favorite places inside of these mines. I gotta be careful. I hear a skeleton, but I don't see it. That's a long way down, but that could potentially be diamond level. This definitely looks like a safer way down. There's a chest over here. What have you got? Anything interesting? Oh, a name tag. That's good. We needed a name tag for the iron farm in the near future. We'll take these. Pumpkin seeds I'm not really too fussed about. Most of that stuff not too fussed about, but we'll take it for now. A couple of endermen just chilling as they do. Another chest, more rails, some iron ingots. That's actually pretty good, really. The redstone, we'll take that. I'll throw the stone sword. Nope, that's our first stone sword. We want that. Pumpkin seeds, you can have those back. We got an enchanted one. He just did like 3 hearts of damage to me. 2.5 hearts. Okay. Oh, I always want to know what the enchants have got on their bow when they hit me, so they don't always leave them, and it upsets me. It makes me not a happy bunny. Another chest. Ooh, glowberries. That's good. That is actually really, really good. The golden apple. Torches. Iron. Let's go. So I've made it down to where the deep slate starts. But I'm running into the problem of inventory management is dreadful. I have so much in my inventory. Not enough space to it. So I think it's time that we head back up to our chest and things, and back up to the surface where we can start heading back to our village, which I believe is this away. Oh no, I'm back home and one of the villagers is out of their houses. I thought I imprisoned you for like all eternity. Now we're back at the village. I am going to break one of my biggest rules when it comes to playing Minecraft. Because one of the things that I dislike doing in Minecraft is building starter houses. Because that's what everybody else does, and I try to be unique and different. But last night I couldn't sleep. And I struggled to get off. And I just had this epiphany of a perfect starter house that I wanted to build. And given that this episode is the perfect start to hardcore Minecraft, because that's what everyone else is doing nowadays, you see the hypocrisy there. Yeah, the hypocrisy there. Doesn't make sense, does it? No, but we're gonna just roll with it, okay? Well, I had an idea. I had the perfect idea, and that's what we're going to get into, and I just needed the perfect location, and I found the perfect location, and now let's start a tally of how many times I can say perfect within a perfect place, because it's perfect. But the only trouble is with this build is I do not have all of the resources that I need to build it. But before we go and gather the resources that I need, I want to take care of a couple of mediocre jobs, like rounding up the cattle, putting a fence down, getting a small wheat field, just the bare essentials, which I immediately realized I had used all my wheat. So I proceeded to steal some from a nearby house. Now this field is only a temporary one, so I'm just going to put it right next to where I'm going to put the cattle. And by planting some seeds, we got the achievement, a seedy place. Next, I needed somewhere to temporarily store the cows, so a small square patch of fence would do the trick. Then it was off for a quick nap, before rounding up the cows. This was supposed to be the clip where I say and put them in their pens, but I have found a baby cow in the wild. I don't think I've ever seen a baby in the wild before. And stick them in the pens. There we have it. The cows are done. Now I can move on to gathering the resources that I need. So I cooked up some food, put a pep in my step, and headed out towards the spruce biome. This would be nearly 1,000 blocks away from where we currently are, past many dangers, like darkened caverns, crater pits, more giant holes, turtles, ruined nether portals, pits of fiery death, and even a pillager outpost, which I made it past most of without a problem, but I did want to stop here and grab the loot from the chest. After what felt like an incredibly long and exhausting 3 minutes of travel, I finally arrived at the spruce forest, which almost killed me. What's this big gaping hole all about? Why are you putting this here? That's not fair. I almost fell down that. But now that I was here, it was time to start chopping down some spruce trees. I wanted to get about 8 to 16 saplings so that we could grow the 2x2 ones back home. By the time I had achieved my goal, I realized I had surpassed it by almost double. So it was time to head back on home. Oh look, spruce saplings. I'll take those. I also noticed this while I was over here. Look at that. There's a lot of things down there that want to end our run. Not gonna happen. We're not dying in episode 1. Not a chance. It's back home we go. So I just realized that chest that we opened at that portal, it didn't contain 1 golden apple. Or rather, what I thought it contained was 2. No. We got the enchanted golden apple. I am... there goes words. I can't believe we got that. Now the next resource I need is tough. But before going and gathering that, I just want to share something with you. This is about having the perfect start in Minecraft. And it's about playing Minecraft the way that I want to play it. So I do want to introduce some very lightweight mods. One simple one is the ability to hold shift and just go across my inventory to put things away, like this. I do not plan to add any mods that will add additional blocks or features per se. I want to keep it very vanilla and the world being able to be upgraded every time a new version comes out. But little quality of life mods like this, or maybe we can even add like water particles for waterfalls, things like that I am totally okay with as long as the world can still continue to be updated and it doesn't add anything dramatic to the world. This also comes with adding in custom skies. I genuinely don't like the vanilla feel of the skies in Minecraft, and just by adding in custom skies, it makes my world feel so much more alive. Now, I need to go and dig down so that I can get some tough. So as I was digging out the staircase, I realized we've actually hit day 11 here in hardcore Minecraft. While I was out mining, I stumbled across our first diamonds. The only question remaining was how many had I found. The grand reveal revealed that I had found 5. I did also unearth some lapis, so now we can actually enchant our gear once we reach level 30. While gathering a little bit of deep slate, I did stumble across a couple more diamonds. Nope. There was a third one and a really strange noise coming from this direction. With my inventory completely filled up, it was time to head back to the surface. By the time I arrived back home, I just couldn't believe the cheek of the villager sleeping in my bed. I just got through harvesting the spruce trees that I planted, and I didn't actually realize, but we've got a fair bit of spruce wood now. I didn't realize I'd planted this many. I only planted, I think, 24 saplings. But we got quite a lot. Now, before I even begin building, I want to create a map of this region. To do this, I would need a cartographer's table. Then I could take a map to the region I plan to build in and start developing it. Then I could put the maps into a cartographer's table along with a glass plane, which would then lock them, meaning they wouldn't be updated ever again. This created a perfect map of our area. Now, with this being the perfect start to Minecraft, I needed to make sure that the starter house was perfect. So we're starting off with a couple of towers. Setting these 9 blocks apart, I got to framing them out. With the 2 outlines in place, it was time to have a lovely shower as it started to rain. I wasn't going to let that stop me as I started bringing out the building that was going to go on the side. It was at that point that I realized that I had forgotten one of the resources I wanted. Thankfully, That resource could be found pretty much anywhere, so it didn't take me long to grab some spruce. I mean birch, yes, birch. Thankfully, by the time I returned home, I could sleep and the rain would stop. The last part of this footprint would be a cross-shaped member at the end for all of our chests. This creates this kind of cross junction that we have here, and this is the final footprint of the build. It's just a case of constructing it piece by piece. I started with the cross sections as I figured these would be easiest. Once I had the shape of the walls in place, it was just a case of taking some deep slate and forming a roof. Wow, that moon just looks beautiful. Oh, it's gone now. It's gone. With an outline for the roof in place, I wanted to try something that I've been using over in Building with KC, which is these alternating bricks. We need to spawn-proof the roof after all, and I figured this would work a treat. Once the outline was in place, I was incredibly happy with how it looked. It was a case of now just filling it in. For this, I switched up the block palette very slightly, switching from the deep slate bricks into just the regular deep slate, which I quickly realized was going to need more deep slate than I had. So it was time to do some strip mining and get some more. I did also manage to find us some more diamonds. This vein was pretty lucrative, bearing a grand total of 8 diamonds. Now that I'm back, I can continue on placing blocks. With the roof finished, the first part of our build was coming together, which meant I could turn my attention to bringing up the sidewall thingy-mabobs. These bits right here. Now, unlike this deep slate roof, I didn't want this one to be flat. So it was time to add in some dormer windows, which meant misplacing a single block. Then I could start on the roof by framing out first the deep slate brick, then coming in with the deep slate regular and filling in all of the other bits. Once more, I would find myself running out of deep slate, so it was back down into the mines to gather some more. I did manage to stumble across some diamonds while out mining, but I opted to leave them behind and come back and grab them at a later date. With another iron pickaxe broken, it was time to head back up to the surface. With over 1,000 blocks in total with deep slate mined, I could finally get back to finishing off the roof. So far, I am happy with how this looks. We got a nice little spine running across the top there. It's lacking details on pretty much all of the walls, but the next goal are the towers. For these, I'm going to be using a base of tough blocks. Just look at that moonrise. That is beautiful to see. I love these skies. Love them. So the original design that I came up with actually called for dark oak in a very specific spot, but I don't actually have any dark oak, and while the forest is just over there, I had another idea of something else that I wanted to try just to see how it looked. I want to try this, and you know what, I kind of like that, and I think if we take some trapdoors, some oak trapdoors, and just put that around the outside of it, yeah, I kind of like that. With the base of the towers constructed, it was time to connect them via a little bridge. And this was going to be a simple but detailed bridge, just alternating back and forth some tough bricks. And then right here in the middle, we were going to bring down the fence posts by one so that we could hang a lantern from them. While coming on top, we would continue with the alternating back and forth patterns of the tough brick stairs. Now, to really make the bridge feel unique, I wanted to add in some spruce trapdoors and hang those 2 lanterns. Now, the next part of the towers actually requires some birch wood, and I'm still growing it. So while I wait for those trees to grow and I continue to gather the resource, we can detail out what we've already built. We'll start by framing out the top arches. By adding in spruce trapdoors, we can give it some more detail, and we can add a little bit more detail by bringing down the deep slate by a half a block, adding in a fence, and then switching over to the lanterns and giving it some light. This will prevent mobs from spawning, but we also need to deal with the fact that mobs can't just walk in and through the windows. For this, we can keep it fairly simple. If we just add some spruce gates underneath each of the windows, then set a flower pot on top, mobs can't jump high enough to actually get in the window. Next up, I want to give our door a little bit of flavor by replacing some of the birch wood with deep slate brick and then bringing in like a spruce overhang to give it a little bit more detail and shape. There! The front door looks a lot more interesting, and I learned a trick recently. Apparently, if you place a door like this, it's considered closed. But if we do that, it's considered open, and so zombies don't try to break it, meaning that door is completely safe. I hope I learned a thing. We do need to put some plant plots in all of these plant pots. We need to put some plant pots in the plant pots and the plant pots. Yes, we do. There's lots of flowers, like kind of all over here. There's loads of nice flowers, so I'm not too concerned about that. I probably even got some back in the chest there. But I want to turn my attention now back to the towers. For the towers, we'll first start by adding in a ring of bird. We'll then start bringing up a grand total of 11 blocks. Then it's just a case of shaping out the roof. Oh, I just made a big mistake. I stood kind of like right here. Oh, I think that drop might have been enough to kill me. Oh man, I'm so glad. I must have been like 1 pixel from falling off. Oh, I can't believe it. I don't believe that. That was so close. I freaking tell you, this tower is going to be the death of me. I'm telling you that now. Okay, we got to break this block and we got to run. We got to run. We got to run. I tell you, run. I knew I saw him skulking around out here. Threat neutralized. Well, the building is almost completed. There's one more feature that I want to add. Starting off with a spruce log, then bringing in some upside down tough stairs, adding in an additional detail in the center. We could bring that down with some spruce fences and add in some oak trapdoors. Then to finally complete the underneath, it was just a case of adding in some spruce trapdoors. Then we could start detailing out the top with some spruce fences, more tough brick stairs, adding in a spruce topped roof. We can then add in some more spruce trapdoors. With that completed, it looks so much better. Looking at it from down here, there's only one thing left to do. To lay down some pathways so that we can actually walk around this build. Now I've combined 2 different pathways here. The little pathway block to lead us up to our little house, and then like a dirt road going through here, as if this is walked upon. And a part of me feels like maybe we should like add some little bits over here, just to make it feel a little bit more worn down and used. Naturally, Minecrafting has decided to rain. It has pretty much rained every day for the last 3 days in this game. Every single time. Gippity rain! With a starter house completed, I can officially say that in this episode, I have given you the best of me.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.
We have now survived for 39 days inside of our hardcore world. With over 1200 deep slate mined and 600 tough, and 6 broken pickaxes and 4 broken iron axes, I can finally say that I got the perfect start to hardcore Minecraft. We'll deal with you in part 2. So there we have it, the very first episode of our hardcore adventure. Now, when I started this episode, I started it back at the beginning of December. And when I recorded the first 5 minutes of it, there was a problem with the recording. And so I started to scratch my head and decide, did I still want to do it? Because it meant that I had to restart from the beginning. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take a good look around this seed before I decide to do that. And so I started looking around the seed, and I looked underground, and I just had a look everywhere around us. And then that's when I discovered that triple spawner. And discovering that triple spawner made me decide that yes, I still want to use this seed. I didn't want to go and find another seed, and that we were going to definitely use it. And the problem with the recording was just an issue with my mic. I had moved my setup around, and my mic was suddenly picking up extremely loud, so everything I said was distorted. So I started it again, and that's what you got to see in this video. And I know that it's typical here, because I am going to name this video, I'm thinking of calling it, I genuinely had the perfect start in hardcore Minecraft, because I do feel like I did get the perfect start here. We had a great starting position in that village. There's that pillager outpost across the way, and the most important item within hardcore Minecraft is that totem of undying. If we can get that, then we will be set in turning this into a forever world. And then when I found that spawner underground, it just cemented this seed even more for me. This was destined to happen. It was the strands of fate woven to find the perfect seed for my hardcore adventure. Okay, enough clown boggling around about fate and destiny. Ultimately, this first adventure went incredibly well, and I am super happy with it. Now I'm going to aim for a new hardcore episode every week. I'm going to try and do back and forth between the hardcore Minecraft and the Building with KC series, and I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about doing in the next adventure. The next Building with KC episode, I'm thinking of doing like a mining village and a iron golem farm. They're what I'm thinking about, but I don't know if that's going to transpire into the episode. I've got to decide if I want to do those projects as individual projects or if I want to smush them together. I found something in that village that I didn't show in this episode. There's like a ravine. It's more like a crack actually. And I have the idea that there's this like farm or this mine around it where the villagers are pulling resources up and out of the ground. But for that, I'm going to want cranes, which means I'm going to need chains, which means I'm going to need that iron golem farm. So another part of me is thinking maybe instead of the iron golem farm, we do a XP farm and then the iron golem farm and save the mining sort of venture for episode 3. I am still indecisive yet, but they're just some ideas that I've got moving forward for the series in the immediate future. But I'm going to take this moment, guys, to ask you, if you have enjoyed the video, could you please leave it a like and even consider joining the channel members. I plan to do something special in each of these series. I'm going to be there in the near future. I am trying to transition YouTube into a full-time job, which is very difficult when you average just a couple of hundred views per video and the revenue is just not there. So any support you guys want to give, I will truly appreciate. That can come in the form of a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any support is welcome. But as always, I am KC. You are the awesome folk. Thank you so much for watching. You take care now, and I will see you in the next one.